So there are various factors that can make zobo drink to go bitter. It is not just one thing. So you just need to be very careful when you are making it in a large quantity. Hi my loves, how you guys doing? If this is your first time, welcome. My OGs, Alpha. For my Zobo vendors, this video is for you today. Come closer, just come closer, shift closer. Let me whisper something into your ear. See, I got a question in my comment section about the last video I did on Zobo, and the question was, why is my Zobo drink bitter? And see, if you're that person that asked that question and you are seeing this video is for you. Okay, I know by now you might be thinking she does not want to reply my question, but that is not the case. Okay, I care about my people. I don't know if you are subscribed yet, but if you are not yet subscribed, because I'm dedicating this video to you, please do the needful and subscribe. So guys, there are various factors that might make your Zobo drink to be bitter. So I have up to 5 bullet points here that I feel can make Zobo drink to be bitter. Okay, at the end of this video, if you have any other points, please let us know in the comment section. So the first one is the type of Zobo you buy. That's the hibiscus flower itself, the hibiscus leaf. So there are two types of Zobo leaves, and yeah, there is one that is big, that has this big size, and that is the one I usually use. While there is another type that is very small, it's just like the pieces of that big one. Okay, so some people use that small seed, that small pieces of Zobo leaf to make their Zobo, and reason is because they feel that is where the juice is packed in. It has lots of juice, so that's why they prefer to use that leaf. That small leaf people buy, that one, it contains lots of dirt in it, dirty fulam, if you don't understand what I'm saying. And to select it, no problem sometimes, because the leaf is so small. So yeah, when boiling it, you boil both the dirt and everything together with it. While sometimes you don't even, it's not even because of the dirt that is why it turns out bitter. Sometimes it just depends on the plant itself, where they planted it, depends on where it was stored. So when you get that big size of hibiscus leaf, that is the main Zobo plant, make sure you select it. Take your time to select it carefully. Don't be in a hurry. Even that big size can also go bitter if you don't do it properly, because those dirt that comes with those with that hibiscus leaf itself, those dirt, sometimes bitter things people around come. So but if you take your time to select it, I'm not sure you are going to have that issue from the plant itself. Okay, so yeah, just take your time to make your Zobo leaf to be very neat before you start boiling. The second point is the preservative you used. So you guys, I told you earlier from my previous video, that's the first Zobo video I did for commercial purpose, that when you are adding your preservative to your Zobo drink, I showed you the way you can do it so that it's going to come out well. Okay, so if you've not seen that, I'm going to leave a link of the video in this video. Okay, I'm going to leave it either on the end card on your screen or in the description box, so that you can go and watch that video and see how I did it there. Okay, so but let me just explain the whole process. So if you want to add your preservative, be it either sodium benzonate or calcium propionate, anyone you are using, make sure that the preservative you are using, it's in the same proportion, that is it has same taste with your main drink. Okay, make sure you get a separate bowl, add your drink, that is your zobo drink to that bowl, then stir it very well and make sure that the taste from this small bowl is the same with the taste from the large bowl before you pour everything inside that large quantity of zobo drink you are making. I don't know if what I'm saying makes sense, but yeah, that is how to do it. But if you don't get what I'm saying, just go and watch that video I'm telling you guys about, where the question from this video came from. So just go and watch it and you see how I did it there in practical. So yeah, just do it like that, because your preservative can be a major factor for having a bitter taste zobo by the time you are done making your zobo. So just do it the way I'm explaining it for you now to do it. That is the only way you will be sure that, okay, the fault is not coming from my preservative, because these preservative, they are chemicals. See, if you just put small portion of that preservative in that small zobo, in that separate bowl, test it and see if it will not be bitter. Then you see what I'm saying. If you just pour it direct into your main bowl of your drink you've made, my darling, it can make it bitter if you don't go with the right proportion, if you don't go with the right measurements. So if you know that you cannot do the one I'm doing, just get the right measurements. So the first point is the type of fruits you use to make your zobo drink. See, my darling, if you are making zobo drink and you don't have your pineapple and you decide to go with orange and other fruits, make sure that the fruits you are using, the citrus, it's not citrus, the citrus level in it is not too much, because zobo itself has a sour taste, and the citrus you are adding to it also has a sour taste. That is the orange you are adding to it. Orange is citrus fruit. So if you're adding orange, maybe you're not adding pineapple, you're using just your orange, make sure you don't add the back of your orange, that is the orange peel, because sometimes orange, we might not be in the season of orange and that orange might be bitter. That orange fruit you're adding to your drink, it might be bitter. Maybe you did not even taste it, you just bought orange from the market and you decide to slice it and put it inside your zobo drink while you are boiling it. You don't taste it, don't know if it's bitter or not, and at the end of the day you put both the peel, both the fruit and the seed, everything inside your zobo to cook it. My darling, get ready for bitter zobo. Okay, so that can make your zobo drink go bitter. See, if you're adding orange to your drink, what I would advise you do, just get the juice, just use only the juice, and make sure you taste that juice is sweet. Don't use juice that is not sweet. Just use the juice and add it at the end as a sweetener. Don't cook it together with your zobo drink, with your hibiscus plant. Just cook that one separately. Then when you are done sieving and everything, you can add the juice to it. That is the way I feel you can do it without having issue. Okay, and every other things you are using to prepare your zobo, if you add too much of it, I feel it can also make it go bitter. Then this pineapple peel, you know, we usually use pineapple peel to for our zobo drink. You can add it when cooking. You can just add the peel, like what I did in that video. I usually do it. Add the pineapple peel to my zobo leaf when I'm boiling it. So yeah, and if you use pineapple that is not ripe, and you use too much of that pineapple peel, you put it inside your hibiscus plant to boil, my darling, that can also make it go bitter, because that pineapple peel that is not ripe, not very ripe, is not that sweet, so it also has sour taste. Zobo itself has sour taste. You can't add sour taste, join sour taste. What is the end product? So that is it. So make sure that everything you are using is in the right proportion, in the right measurement. If you add too much of it, or more, if you make and go bitter, because sometimes when you get that pineapple peel from those malam that says on the road, you just pack all the pineapple peel they use. You don't have the time to select it. You don't know if they are ripe or not. You just use everything to cook your zobo. At the end, it might not be ripe. The ones they kept there, they just gave it to you, and you now, it's a pineapple peel. It will make my zobo to be sweet. You don't know if it is not ripe, because you are not the one that bought the pineapple yourself. So that can make it to get bitter. So to avoid all of that, just make sure that the pineapple peel you are using is very ripe, together with the juice you are getting from the pineapple itself. Another one is the clove. If you add too much clove, I feel it can also make it go bitter. So make sure everything you are using to prepare your zobo is in the right measurements. And yeah, ginger is another one. If you add too much ginger, so just make sure everything is in the right proportion, okay? And there is this thing in the market that looks like ginger, but it is not ginger. It is not ginger. It is herbs that they use for agbo, those things they do agbo, that they use for medicine. Yeah, all this local medicine, but it looks like ginger. See, sometimes you might have even bought it thinking it's ginger, but it is not ginger. So galanga, that is what they call it commonly. It looks like ginger, but it is not ginger. You use it in your zobo drink, my darling, it can make it to go bitter. It can make it to go bitter because that thing has a bitter taste. So there are various factors that can make zobo drink to go bitter. It is not just one thing. So you just need to be very careful when you are making it in a large quantity. Very careful about the things you are using to make it. So that's galanga. If you see it, run. No, don't put it in your zobo drink because it's going to make it bitter. But yeah, that thing with ginger does not have much difference. The difference is just in the taste, and by the time you are realizing that it is not ginger, you might have already finished using it. So you just have to be careful when you are buying. Specifically tell the person you are buying from that, see, I want ginger, or don't give me galanga, I beg, give me ginger, so that they're not going to miss it, so that you're not going to get a bitter taste of zobo. So for me, the first thing I feel can make your zobo drink to go bitter is the way you sieve your drink. My darling, see, the way you sieve your drink matters a lot. When you prepare your zobo, after preparing, you're going to let the zobo drink to cool off before you start adding your sweeteners and all of those things, right? Okay, so during that process of cooling off, if you don't sieve out your hibiscus plants before it cool off, that can make your zobo drink go bitter. Have you heard of that before? Did anybody tell you that? I'm telling you that now. That's why I said, come closer. Just come closer. Are you closer now? Okay, let's continue. So to avoid all of that, not do experiments with your drink where you don't cook to give people. Don't do experiments with it. See, those things are expensive now. The rate of at which things are so expensive now in Nigeria is something that we have to be careful about. So don't do experiments with those things you just bought. If you want to make an experiment with it, just cook small portion and then do the experiment there. You know, zobo itself, it has sour taste on its own. So if you are selling for commercial purpose and you don't add enough sweetener to it, it's just going to have this plain taste, and it can be feeling sour and feeling bitter when people taste it. Okay, so if you want it to taste nice and if you don't want that bitter taste, just add enough sweetener to it. Okay, so it will elevate the taste of your zobo drink. But if you are just doing it for your own, you just want to drink it at home, you don't want any artificial thing added to it, you don't want any chemicals added to it, just go in with enough fruits that taste nice. And one of those fruits is your pineapple. Make sure your pineapple is very ripe, so use that sweet one, then it's going to elevate the taste of your zobo drink. Okay, you're not going to have that sour bitter taste. All right, so yeah, just take note of these things I just mentioned now. I hope I've been able to help one or two persons, and the person that asked this question, hope I've answered your question. So guys, if you have any other reason or any other thing that you think can make zobo drink to go bitter and you think I did not mention them here, please let us know in the comment section so that we can know also. So if you've not subscribed, please do not forget to subscribe so that we can push this channel to 1K, and give me a thumbs up for the algorithm. Thank you so much for watching. You know I love you guys, and yeah, I will see you in my next video. Bye for now. I'm Faith Uche Okuo. Lots of kisses.